A sheet of paper or canvas ready for painting will only ever be able to present a two-dimensional drawing. A flat surface like this piece of paper has only two dimensions. It has height and width. Of course, it does have two sides and there is a kind of a depth there, but that's nothing to do with the drawing. When we're drawing, we just have height and we have width. Now, three dimensions, which are represented by this block of badly sawn wood here, have three dimensions. So we've got length, and we've got breadth, and we've got depth. And you can also think of this as being height, width, and thickness. Perspective is all about horizon lines and vanishing points. So let's draw a line like that, and we'll call that the horizon. That's kind of the far distance. But what we can do with a line is maybe draw a cat. Whiskers. I usually forget to do the whiskers. I'm remembering to put that straight in. And nice little tail. Now we could be lying on the ground and looking along the ground, and this is the horizon that we see it, and the cat is just walking along. Or we could be looking up, and this could be the top of a wall, and the cat is walking along the wall. It's all an illusion. This is not a three-dimensional shape. The cat is not three-dimensional. It's just some lines on a piece of paper. Now what we can do is draw another line like that, and that now becomes the horizon. And this now gives us our first kind of sense of depth, that there's something behind the cat and it's kind of leading into the distance. A vanishing point is just a point on the horizon. And what we could do is draw some lines radiating out from that vanishing point and draw a few lines going across, which will probably get a bit messy. And make those lines get closer and closer, and it'll appear to disappear into the distance. And this could be a garden path, couldn't it? It could also be train tracks. And because we had this vanishing point there, we can kind of build up the train coming straight at our cat, who had better get out of the way. Quick, wave that flag. It's coming at speed. So this is how we start building up very simple perspective. This very simple kind of perspective is called one-point perspective. And just put a little mark on the horizon and draw lines radiating out from it in all directions. And I'll put some above the horizon as well, because perspective works up in the sky as well. Now, one-point perspective means that your length, you still have the length here, and we still have the height, but all our breadth is going to be radiating into this point here. So we can draw a line there, and we will keep all our width lines horizontal and parallel to this line there, and all our height lines will be vertical and parallel to that center line there. And we can draw a box with a little triangle on the top, and then we can draw another vertical line. If we have a point radiating to that corner, we can draw a vertical line there, and then we will draw a line parallel with that one, with the roof there, and we now have a roof. If I just shade that in there, and then the windows will fit in with the perspective, and any windows on this end will still be vertical and horizontal, and any doors will be vertical and horizontal, but windows in this plane, in the depth, will then conform to these radiating lines. And this is what we call one-point perspective. It's the very simplest kind of perspective you can do. And if we put a bit of shading around like that, it might give a bit more of an impression of 3 dimensions like that. You might then want to have a pavement or sidewalk going along there. This could be the road coming along here with your road markings down the middle, and these will conform again to the line, the vanishing point line. And also let's put a line there and say another one about there. And here we might find along the side of the road we have telegraph poles, and then we can connect those up. And if you follow the rules, it all works beautifully. Now I've zoomed right out, and I'm going to take my vanishing point way off the page there like that. Sorry. I do make mistakes, and I would normally do that in pencil and erase it afterwards. In fact, I very rarely do these lines because I've been doing it for so long now that I just do perspective really out of my head without thinking about it until I get it all wrong, and then I have to go and work it out and see where I've gone wrong. But here we could maybe put the kind of foundation line of the house in there and bring that up there to, and again these need to be vertical and horizontal. So again I can bring a line in there and a line from the vanishing point to the top of the roof, and this time it will be not quite so tight, and this will have to be parallel again like that. And this time the house doesn't seem quite so tight and squashed as that one does. It's just a bit more relaxed, and you could do the house on a completely different plane. I could do it up here if I wanted, sort of on that plane there, and then it would be even more kind of relaxed. And then if I just quickly draw that up to there, then that's pretty much on there, and that will be parallel again. And these two houses are actually on the same plane, on the same kind of level, and you might want to put, you could put a horizon line in there, which will then kind of make them look on the same plane. And again, the windows and the doors, the tops of the windows and the doors will follow along those lines, whereas these will be square. And here again, these windows will follow along the lines of vanishing point, and the door frame will be vertical, and at the top will follow that point there. And here again, they will be vertical and horizontal. Now what happened here is, look, the vanishing point is now above the horizon. The vanishing point doesn't have to be on the horizon. You can play with that anywhere you like, and you can put the vanishing point anywhere you like, draw the radiating lines out, and use them to build up the drawing. You can do an awful lot playing with perspective, and this is still one-point perspective. It's very, very simple. Now we have these corner points here, and we can join them up. That's there, and we will be able to make what is basically a room. And if I draw lines along the floor and make them get slightly wider the nearer they are to me, that will give this impression of depth into the room. And we can sort of furnish this room very, very simply. We could build that out there. That will be vertical, but that line will come there and down. That will follow the vanishing line, and we can use these lines as they're there. And we can make a bookcase. And the lines, the tops of the books will of course follow those vanishing points as well. So we have a bookcase, And we might want to have an armchair which we could fit into this space here, and we could build that up like that. So these will be the front armrests, and they will go back, and everything will go vertically, but that will go back to there, and that will go there, that will go there. The seat will be like that, and then the back of the armchair will go around like that. And if you want, you can curve those just to give it all a feeling of being an armchair. And it all works the same way from the ceiling. If we draw two little things like that, we can maybe put an ellipse in there, and that will be a ceiling rose for a lamp, which will sort of come down, hanging from the ceiling. Very glamorous. And in this way, we can build up a room and make it all look correct with perspective.